Welcome back, everyone. My name is Ember, and today we are continuing our One Piece journey with Volume 11. This covers the end of Arlong Park and pretty much all of Logtown. Quick note before I begin, I'm really glad I checked comments before I recorded this video, because in the official Viz release, it's the town that they go to in the second half of this volume is called Rogue Town. Now there's that bit of the Japanese language, R and L are basically the same sound. It's like a halfway between the two. But one of the comments informed me that it's actually pronounced Log Town. And it's spelled like log, L-O-G-U-E, as in like the suffix for like I guess it would be the root word for like prologue or epilogue, which makes sense considering that this Log Town is the epilogue to East Blue. Yep, our journeys with East Blue are finally coming to an end, but we'll get to that in a sec, because first we have to cover the end of Arlong Park, which is fucking phenomenal, as was the rest of Arlong Park. I shit you not, this is easily one of my favorite shonen arcs to date, and we're just barely coming out of East Blue, so can't imagine what else One Piece has in store. So we get our big showdown between Luffy and Arlong, and it exhibits all of the things that I love about Oda's fight scenes. In particular with Luffy, there's the creativity of his rubber attacks, and just the sheer brute force and physicality of it all. Like, he's got we got the favorites, like the Gum Spear and the Battle Axe and stuff, but then we've got some new stuff where he uses, like, his fingers as, like, a stretchy shield to, like, catch Arlong's nose in it so it doesn't stab him. Then he, like, extends his fingers into a net and just flings them at the fucking ground. It's creative. I love it. There seems to be no end to how Oda can use One Piece or Luffy's rubber body to create some really interesting action scenes. And then on the other hand, there's just the sheer force that Luffy puts behind some of these attacks. I'm trying to find one in particular that really stuck out to me. Where'd it go? Oh yeah. So like at one point, like, Arlong just bites onto Luffy and just won't let him go. And they're just fighting each other. It's just gnarly, nasty stuff. And eventually, Luffy just, like, grabs his neck and just slams him into the fucking ground. And there's just so much fucking impact. I love the direction, like, panel-wise, the flow throughout the panel and how that directs the action of the series. So fucking good. But then of course we eventually end up in the map room where Nami has been slaving away on charts and navigation material for Arlong for 8 years now. Luffy sees all this and Arlong goes, "What makes you think you can use Nami better than me?" And then Luffy's just straight up, he is not having that kind of language. He gets fucking pissed off because, again, it's such a great final thematic finality to this arc, where it's like Luffy sees Nami as a friend. She is his friend and his crewmate. So, and he respects her so much for the things she's able to do. Whereas Arlong sees her as just a navigator and someone he can use. She's a human, and so she is automatically lesser than him. So she's just an object. So it's a great face-off between these two in that regard. And so Luffy eventually decides, well, this whole fucking place has got to come down. And so he just completely destroys Nami's little navigation room, setting her free from Arlong's control. And again, just some absolutely fucking phenomenal action work. You can feel this building just shaking right out of the page, right into this double spread of the whole of Arlong Park coming crashing to the ground. Just this weight of everything that Oda draws is just fucking phenomenal. And there's some really great little details here and there too, like where Luffy notices that one of Nami's pens has blood on it, and it enrages him so much and sends him into this fury that destroys everything. And again, just the sheer physicality of everything, that fucking Gum Gum Battle Axe bringing it down right on Arlong and sending him right through the fucking floor. And he breaks Arlong's nose at one point. Man, that looked like it fucking hurt. Just absolutely brutal. And then eventually Luffy comes out on top, the hero of the day, just fucking absolutely badass. The day is won, and Nami is free. Just a fantastic ending to Arlong Park. Nothing to... It's simple yet also complex. There's a lot of again, like I said in the last video, a lot of moving parts coming together to create this absolutely fantastic finale that it is this peak fiction. It really is. Just so... It so perfectly ties everything together, and it's just a spectacular finale. And then we get Nami's farewell afterwards, and of course she fucking steals everyone's wallets at the end. That was a neat little turnaround. She's like, "Yep, I'm still Nami, still gonna rob you. Psych." I'm feeling good about this, man. It's just so fun. And that's another thing. It never, like, there's still, even with how heavy some of these ideas are, this is still a fun action series so far. Like, you can tell, like, it's exciting to see these bombastic action scenes, even though there is a huge sense of tension there, and Arlong is a right fucking bastard. But it's still like a fun pirate punch 'em up action story, and it's balancing the tone so well, and it never gets overly dour, never gets overly serious. There's just the right amount of everything. Even when it's like goes for the gut punch out of nowhere, it's still like the perfect amount to keep the tone balanced, and it never falls out of control. So, Arlong Park, fucking great. 10 out of 10 arc. I'm like, seriously, it's fucking great. And then that brings us into Logtown. With the lead-in to that being that Captain Nezumi, the little shit-fuck Navy boy who was under Arlong's boot, tries to throws a hissy fit after Luffy and friends kick his shit in, and Luffy gets his first bounty of 30 million berries, which is like 50% more than Arlong's bounty. So Luffy is finally making a name for himself as a legendary pirate. So gratifying to see. And it's I do think it's funny that this little piss baby Navy guy who's just totally shit at his being an actual Navy officer is the one who puts Luffy on the map, and B, what puts Luffy on the map is him kicking the shit out of other notorious pirates. So he's making a name for himself in a very unique way. It's just fun to see. And that brings us into Logtown. Yeah, this one really feels like an epilogue in a lot of senses. Like, there's like little tiny details just recapping basic character stuff. Like, Nami is finally free to just exist. She can spend a little money on herself. We get that cool little shop scene with Zoro where we find out that the sword he inherited from Kuina, his friend who passed away, is one of the is like a legendary sword. So that fun little detail. And then we that fucking that little sword test thing where he's like, I am worthy of this sword, and the shopkeeper's like, who was being this curmudgeonly old bastard the whole time, and trying to con Zoro out of his swords. He's just like, well, you're a fucking great swordsman, I can see that. Here, just take these swords. So, honor amongst swordsmen of sorts. But the real treat of this arc is Luffy getting into more shenanigans and a bunch of pirates his old enemies coming back to get him. Buggy's back, Alvida's back. Just it's a zany romp to end this saga of One Piece, and I couldn't think of a better way to end it with something just fun and fantastical and explosively out of control. Just shit's flying everywhere at once. Especially as Luffy gets fucking stuck in a yoke, and Buggy's gonna fucking cut his head off. Just so vibrant and exciting. And then we get his declaration, I am going to be king of the pirates. Again, so many iconic shots just barreling out of this. And there's some pretty great setup throughout this little arc as well. It's super short. It's probably, I think this might be the shortest one since the first arc. In fact, it might even be shorter. But we get those little notes where Nami's like, ooh, pressure's dropping. Uh-oh, there's a storm coming. And it all coalesces in this last moment where Buggy's about to kill Luffy, and then BAM! Lightning. And just... And he's fine. He's totally fine. And we get this Captain Smoker, who's probably my favorite Navy officer up to this point, just because he's an actual Navy guy and isn't a complete piece of shit. Like, there's some cool little details where, like, the little girl runs into him and gets ice cream on his pants. And at this point in the story, you'd expect him to just go flying off the handle, because that's what Navy officers have done so far in the series. But he's actually, like, a respectable member of society and just like, sorry about your ice cream. And then we get this great dialogue or monologue from him about how he sees when he sees Luffy laughing as he's about to die, he draws the parallels to Gold Roger. And how this is, and how the lightning strike was basically just fate setting him free. And I like that idea, that it's like, we're really getting, it is Luffy's destiny to become a great pirate. And in any other circumstance, I would call this, I would throw out some buzzwords like Deus Ex Machina or like contrived or whatnot. But it's just such a fun, zany adventure with that's steeped in the lore of One Piece. Like, this is Gold Roger's hometown, and it's where he died, and where he announced that he had buried the One Piece, and this is where the Golden Age of piracy started. So there is this mythical quality to this location, and so mythical things happen. Lightning strike out of nowhere saves Luffy and lets him continue on his journey. So I think that was a really fitting way to do it. I think that's about all I have. Interested to see where, I think her name's Tashigi, the swordsman girl who works under Captain Smoker. Interested to see what she's gonna do, since so far there's a few parallels to Zoro. But yeah, very excited to see how this wraps up. I could have just read one more chapter, because I'm pretty sure that's where this arc ends, but we'll save that for tomorrow. So yeah, again, there's still one more chapter, but I'm gonna go ahead and say East Blue complete. I'm gonna give it like a solid to strong 9. I really am. This was easily one of the best introductory shonen arcs ever. It's just so fucking good at everything that it tries to do, and it tries to do a lot. There has been so much that has happened in these first 11 volumes, and I am absolutely in love with One Piece. Now, this also marks the point where like, I am done rereading. Like I said in previous videos, I think it was like a year or so ago, I read all of East Blue. So this marks the end of what I know about what I've read from One Piece so far. So everything after this is brand new. So you'll get my honest, totally, completely new reactions, and that's gonna be fun. Regarding tomorrow, I am actually going out of town this weekend, so you may see me in some different locations, some maybe outdoor locations. I might film in my car tomorrow, might film at someone else's house on Saturday. We'll see what happens. So, until then, be sure to like and subscribe if you liked this and want to see more. Leave a comment below about what you thought. Maybe give your score for East Blue, or maybe talk about your favorite arcs from the series, or your favorite arcs from this saga up to this point. And then tomorrow we'll start Baroque Works, also known as Alabasta. In any case, my name is Ember, and I'll see you next time.